Hi, I'm Alex Newman, and today I want to talk to you about UNESCO, the most corrupt, disgusting UN agency that you've probably not heard of very much. Well, as regular readers of the New American know, there is a communist in charge of UNESCO. You're probably not surprised, I know, but there is an actual communist running the UNESCO. Joined the Bulgarian Communist Party as a youth member. Dad was a very high-level Politburo member, editor of their chief propaganda organ. And so this is a kind of a communist dynasty of a family. She was actually trained, this woman who runs UNESCO. Her name is Irina Bokova. We've done a lot of work exposing her. She was actually trained at the Moscow State Institute for International Relations. So this was an elite KGB-controlled outfit that really functioned as a kind of a conveyor belt, a manufacturing facility for communist spies, communist diplomats, and other servants of international communism. And so Bokova apparently did very good in her training, and so she got rewarded with a prestigious job running a key UN agency. And for those of you who aren't familiar with UNESCO, let me just pause and talk about it for a minute. This is the agency that wants to control the education of your children. And in fact, they say so. If you go to their website, they talk about how it's the UN's collective duty to make sure every child has the right values, attitudes, beliefs. Recently, they even put out a press release saying it was the UN's duty to guide your child's spirituality, believe it or not. So they are leaving no stone unturned. And now it is almost the end of Bokova's term. She's been rocked by corruption scandals almost from the start. She got caught lying on her CV. The Bulgarian investigative service BVO found out that she's got luxury properties in New York City and in Paris and in London, multi-million-dollar mansions and apartments and all the rest of it. Her income as a quote-unquote public servant cannot possibly account for this massive amount of money. Nor when it's combined with her husband's, another longtime communist operative, former member of the secret services there, who has also burrowed his way into the shadowy world of multilateral international organizations. So no way that these things can be explained legitimately, according to the investigators who've looked at it. This is just the start of the corruption scandal. She was using public money to go campaign for the Secretary General job. She was giving corrupt awards. Even Obama got an award from Bokova and her little outfit, literally named after an African dictator. I kid you not. Check out the links below. Unbelievable corruption. She gave the mass murdering dictator of China, his wife got to be some special advisor, envoy on female education, and Bokova went over to China and talked about how great the communist Chinese dictator's wife was. Corruption all around, because these were the people who were going to end up making the decision on who was the next Secretary General of the UN. She was flying around using public money. I mean, corruption everywhere. I mean, it's gotten so bad now that people from within UNESCO, who actually do appreciate the UN, have very different motivations than mine, but they actually contact me and they say, well, thank you for exposing this stuff. Here's more information. Please help us get the word out. We have a criminal in charge of our organization. They've been begging the UN leadership to come in and step in, do some accounting work, do some investigations, find out what exactly has been going on at this agency. So now they've got the election coming up. Bokova is now working overtime to try to ensure that her successor is also a corrupt communist, or at the very least a corrupt Islamist. We reported at the New American exclusively, we were actually the first in the world to report this based on inside sources at UNESCO, that Bokova and her allies in this communist network were hoping to install a communist Chinese agent to run UNESCO. His name is Qian Tang, and he's currently the Assistant Director General of UNESCO for the education sector. So are you surprised that a communist Chinese agent is running the education sector at UNESCO? You shouldn't be, right? And if you look at the kind of garbage that UNESCO pumps out and what they say needs to be in textbooks and school standards, they've got the World Core curriculum now, right? Yes, it's linked to Common Core. If you look at all this, it's no surprise that they have a communist Chinese agent running the education activities. So now they're trying to put him in. But there's a lot of pushback, right? Do we really want an agent for the most murderous dictatorship in human history to run the UN Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization? Well, if you're a corrupt communist, you probably want that. If you're not, then you might have some concerns. Then there's other candidates. The majority of the candidates actually come from dictatorships. You've got the Qatari candidate, you've got the Egyptian candidate, you've got the Vietnamese candidate, another communist agent, and you've got the French socialist candidate, who apparently has virtually no qualifications except being a member of the Socialist Party and on very good terms with the socialist and communist elite. So it's a corrupt election all around. There's no reason why we can't make our own education decisions here in this country without help from UNESCO. There's no reason to pour money down this rat hole so that communists can promote communism and siphon money away in their corrupt schemes. It's time to put an end to it. So get on the phone with your member of Congress, ask them why they think the United States should continue to be a member of an organization run by a corrupt communist, filled with corruption, that is being used to indoctrinate children around the world. And I guarantee you they won't have a good answer. I'm Alex Newman, foreign correspondent for The New American. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.